tables can be very helpful, but tables is also considered an older way of organizing your content in web design. You have some other options here, like if we go over to your Insert tab and select your HTML option, we can go to something called Ordered Lists. So if I click that there, and if I'm inside the ordered list, I'm going to make sure I'm in Design View. I'm going to click it again. There we go. See the number 1 there? So if I start to type and then drop it down, it automatically gives bullets it. Well, not quite bulleted, but add the numerical reference to your content. If you want it to be bulleted, I believe that's the list items here. So if I want to drop that down, go to the list items. All right, and as I start to type, actually, I'm going to go back into my live view. There we go. All right, and I'm going to go to my list items. Nested inside, there's your bullet point. So if I drop down and type and drop down and type, so if you want to add bullet points to any of your content, you have that as an option. Okay, hyperlinks. So all types of settings here under the HTML tab. Now, if we go over to Bootstrap Components, you have very interesting things going on here. For example, this has a lot of JavaScript associated with it. So it gives you a lot of nice little animation to a lot of your website, which I'm going to share that with you in just one moment. So responsive images, we work with that already. We're adding a fluid container to allow everything inside to resize according to your web browser being adjusted. Responsive video, buttons, we can add buttons, which are pretty fun. So let's see, if I'm going to add in a single button with drop downs. I can make it large if I like, right? And there you go. You got a little drop down list to go with it. And there you are. So it's pretty interesting stuff. I'm going to go back to Design View. Okay, there are your buttons in that particular view. Now, let's go back to the page I had designed. I'm going to go ahead and, which is this one here. And I'm going to bring up ways to link this to the pages that they're supposed to go to. For example, Gallery 1, Gallery 2, Gallery 3. How do I link those? How do I link these to my Facebook page, my Twitter account? How do I link the links to the navigational bar? That I'm going to show you next. So, all right. So here's the view of my front page. Okay, and right up here, I have my navigational bar that is actually part of the banner. So what I wanted to do is I want to create a link for each of the text here, the books and DVDs, the workshops, the 3D artists, and as well as contact us, including my social media links. So targeting the actual image, on the bottom right hand corner of your properties panel, you have what's called your hotspots. So I chose the rectangle. You can choose circular, or you can do it by freehand here if you like. I chose the rectangle, and what I did was I just drew it out like so, and it creates a hotspot. Okay. Now, once I created a hotspot over each one of these become a hot link that your viewer can click on and go to this site. On the right hand side, I'm in my files view. So with the files view open, I can see all of my various HTML files corresponding to my various pages. So for example, books and DVDs the page is called books.html. Workshops is called workshops.html. 3D.html, and so forth. All right. So right down here in the bottom of your property, bottom left, I chose my rectangle, selected the surface, and make it pretty wide so it makes it really easy for your viewer to click on it. Don't cut them off too shy. In other words, don't bring your selections like right over the word like that, right? Give them some space to kind of move. Let them select everything like so, right? So I'm going to take those off. Now, on the bottom left, you see an arrow. It's a pointer hotspot tool. Click on it, and I can come over here and I can resize it by clicking on the handlebars and reposition it, if I so choose. Targeting the books and DVDs, right down to the right-hand side, close to the middle, you have a link symbol. So I want to link this hotspot to the books.html. So what I'm going to do is, on the right-hand side, the link, you have a blank opening space, and the right-hand side of it, you have what's called a pickwick. They call it point to file, but pickwick for less of a better for a better term. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drag it over to books. Right there, I'm putting it right on books and release. And look what happened. Books.html is targeted. What do I want it to be? What do I want it to show up in? I want to show it into a new file, a new page. All right, if I click on the workshops link, as you can see, I've already targeted. I would drag this on over and click on the workshops link. And again, for that will be a new folder. So as I click on each one, you can see that I've done that for all of these already. Now, my social media, I need to go get the actual link for Facebook. So if I click on this, you can see that the actual link for Facebook is my facebook.com/Chrome Illusion, making sure that HTTPS is listed above the www. To be exact, https://www.facebook.com/Chrome Illusion. When I go to Twitter, that is my exact link to my Twitter account. HTTP, that has to be in there. https://twitter.com/Chrome Illusion. Go to my Behance. The Behance, again, the https://www.behance.net/Stephen Burns. And then, of course, this other account. It's already been done. Okay, so we can test it out. Now, before I test that out, I went to my gallery, and I just did one example for you. I click on the gallery picture physically, and then I drag this to Gallery 1. Inside Gallery 1 is where I'm going to display all of my various pictures. Now here you can see I've installed a carousel utilizing Dreamweaver, and it's in live view, so it's giving you a scroll. And the scroll isn't really accurate as to what you're going to see in an actual program. That's why we're going to preview this. At the top, all of my pages are going to have that same banner, with the same links. Okay, so that way, no matter what page my viewer is on, they will have those links to navigate through my site. The only one link that I need to establish here is a home link. And I can put a picture of a house here, or I can type in home for people that actually click on. But that's coming. And I also that gives you the idea of where we're going with this. Now, let's go back to the home page. I'm going to click on this preview symbol, bottom right hand corner. You'll see your dimensions here. Your 1164 is showing me here, and then when I click it, I want to preview in the browser. What browser do I want to use? It's recognizing all my browsers. It's recognizing Firefox and Google Chrome and Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge. I want Google Chrome. Actually, let's go to Firefox. I changed my mind. So I'm going to target Firefox. Save that as it's requesting. And guess what? There it is. It pops up. I can go to the Facebook. Now look, my hot links, they're hot. Mousing over it, mousing off, they're not hot. Go back close, they're hot. Off, not hot, they're hot. So if I go to Facebook here, click it, it goes to my Facebook account. If I go back and click on Twitter, it goes to my Twitter account. If I click back and go to Behance, it goes to my Behance account. And of course to Twitch, it goes to my Twitch account automatically. All right, books and DVDs. There it is, books and DVDs. It linked there already. Let's close that one out. Go back to workshops and photography and Photoshop workshops are there. If I click on 3D design is there, as well as the artists, it's there. Okay, gallery 1. If I click on gallery 1, it goes to that gallery where you should see the scroll here. So if I click on this arrow and click on it again and click on it again, you get to see my images scrolling through. All right, so that's what I want you to do. I want you to commit your site to web pages. I want you to link all of your icons to all your various pages so that I should be able to navigate through your site easily from one page to the next. So include a home button, all right, for your interior pages so it takes you right back to home again. That's the one thing I forgot to do. I will do that next. But include a home button there. Okay. So, all right. All I need to do next is to create the other gallery pages, which all I will do is duplicate that one. So, as a tip, I am going to, that's my home page. If I go to my gallery 1, I can create one page. In fact, we'll go to the workshops page here. It's simpler. So I create one page with my banner. Right in the bottom, I have my photography and Photoshop workshops page there. And as I can save as. So if I want to save it as a books page or a about us page, I can go to my file menu, save as, and it's going to save it right back into my local, the place where my files are stored locally. And you can see my responsive, my workshops, your 3D, my about the artist is all here. So just save it, and then it'll save you a lot of time. Create one page and then duplicate it for your other sites, and then go in and modify each page as you need to be specific to the content that page is supposed to have. Is that making sense? So there you have it. That's it. So you got 2 weeks to do this one. So it's not going to be due this weekend, but it'll be due the weekend after. And don't worry about the due dates, because I don't take off for that. Just take your time, do a great job at it, get it in. And then post examples on the forum too to help each other out, right? See, I'm doing my little scrolling here to check the responsiveness of each of my pages, and they're responding really well. They're responding really well. Pretty nice. All right, if I go to my gallery 1, it's in live view. All right, see that? I told the images not to be responsive in the bottom here, so I wanted them not to be distorted. But that top banner, I want it to be responsive. And if I go back to the home page and take that to live view, you can see how all of that's responding too. If we go to the top, right? So everything's responsive. So your pages must be responsive. That's going to be part of your assignment. When you're done, you're gonna upload it to your server, to your test page server, and you'll give me a link where I can go view that test page, and so I can see the responsiveness of every one of your pages that you have designed. Okay, keep it simple. Don't complicate it. Okay. Now I did talk a little bit about. Bit about including, let me go back to the HTML options, but including tables, and you're welcome to use those, although that's more of an older style of what we used to use when we did web design, but you might want to consider utilizing your div, your tabs more, and maybe some of these other list tabs, ordered list and list items. You got navigational bars in here. It's like little templates to kind of get you started. Utilize some of these that Adobe has given you to assist you, and then just modify it from there. Just to give you a quick little example, I'll go make a new page real quick. Okay, we have a new page here, and we are going to go to add in a Bootstrap component. And that Bootstrap component we're going to add is going to be a nav bar. So if I just go drop that on in there, my nav bar comes up. Now you may not need some of these other components. So if I click on it, go down here to your DOM, on your DOM folder, right? If you click on it, it's selecting that form, right? So when I select the form here under the DOM, I can just hit delete, just to delete that search page. Maybe you don't need the drop-down list, so I'll target the drop-down list, find out where it is over here. There's my button. I'll click on the button. I think that's it. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's there it is. Maybe it's that one, or maybe it's that one. I want to make sure I target the right one before I delete it. And just come down here, navigate these until you find the one that you want. There's the drop-down list there. So nav item dot drop down is labeled accordingly, but you don't trust it. What you do is you click on it to find out what it's highlighting. I don't want that drop list either, so hit delete key and take it off, and then there's your nav bar. Okay, all right, and of course you can drop other text in here. Okay, so that'll get you started. Then come back up in here. I'm going to go back to my insert and play around with your HTML, your div tags. Drop those on down there. Put your content inside. Headings and tables, and just play around with this. Experiment with it. Take your time, experiment with it, and go ahead and get your web page laid out. Get everything linked properly, and have fun with it. Okay. All right. That's it for now. Looking forward to seeing this stuff. Steve Burns signing off.